In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on January 27, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Pistons versus Cleveland Cavaliers. 2 Eastern Conference contenders are set to clash on Monday night in what promises to be an exciting matchup. The Detroit Pistons, with a season record of 23-22 straight up and 23-21-1 against the spread, are coming off a tough loss to the Orlando Magic on Saturday. They fell 121-113 as plus 3.5 underdogs in a game where they struggled to contain Orlando's offensive firepower. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Cavaliers, boasting an impressive 36-9 straight up and 29-16 against the spread record, also faced defeat in their last outing. In a high-scoring battle against the Houston Rockets on Saturday, Cleveland came up short, losing 135-131 despite being favored by -4.5 points at home. The Pistons might face additional challenges in this matchup, as forward Tobias Harris is listed as questionable due to injury. On the other hand, the Cavaliers have already ruled out key contributors Caris LeVert, Dean Wade, and Isaac Okoro, further depleting their lineup. Detroit has been quietly playing effective basketball recently and remains relatively healthy despite Harris's uncertain status. The Cavaliers, while not in a full-blown slump, have not been performing at their peak level, which could partly be attributed to their growing list of injured players. Detroit's recent performances highlight their resilience. In the 13 games they've played this month, only one ended in a loss by more than 10 points. On the road in 2025, they've been particularly impressive, with a 4-1 straight up and against the spread record. Facing a Cavaliers team that has struggled to find consistency, Detroit is well positioned to keep this game close and competitive. Cleveland enters this contest on a 3-game losing streak and has allowed over 130 points in consecutive games, a clear indication of their defensive struggles. Detroit, known for its strong defensive efforts, has an opportunity to exploit Cleveland's vulnerabilities. The Pistons also have the advantage on the offensive glass, which could further hinder the Cavaliers' ability to control the pace. Notably, Detroit limited Cleveland to just 113 points in their October meeting, showcasing their ability to defend effectively against this high-scoring team. While it's understandable that the Cavaliers are heavily favored at home, there's reason to believe the Pistons can keep this game competitive and finish within single digits. So the Detroit Pistons to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When these two teams first faced off earlier in the season, the combined score was 214 points, falling under the 224-point total set for that game. The total points for this matchup are slightly higher, reflecting the fact that both teams have developed their offensive rhythm since that early season meeting. Cleveland currently ranks 9th in the league for possessions per game at 103.1, while Detroit sits just ahead at 8th with 103.3. Both teams play at a fast pace, pushing the ball up the court quickly to generate scoring opportunities. Cleveland complements their high tempo with one of the league's most potent offenses, ranking 2nd in points per game. They have scored at least 124 points in 4 of their last 7 outings, while Detroit has reached or exceeded 113 points in 5 of their previous 7 games. The recent trends for both teams suggest a high-scoring affair. The Pistons have seen the over hit in 4 of their last 7 games, while the Cavaliers have hit the over in 5 of their last 7 contests. Furthermore, Cleveland has been a reliable team for bettors favoring the over, as the total has gone 17-6-0 against the spread in their past 23 games. With the league's top offensive rating and a fast-paced style of play, Cleveland averages the 2nd most points per game. 2/3 of their games this season have gone over the total, underscoring their offensive dominance. Detroit has the tools to capitalize on Cleveland's defensive struggles, particularly in rebounding. However, the Cavaliers' high-powered offense should exploit the Pistons' weaknesses in defending the perimeter. Both teams' ability to score at a high level makes a high total seem achievable. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Lakers versus Charlotte Hornets. It's a matchup between two teams looking to make headway in their respective playoff races, taking place in Buzz City as the Los Angeles Lakers face off against the Charlotte Hornets on Monday night. The Lakers entered this game fresh off a road victory over the Golden State Warriors on Saturday night, where they secured a 118-108 win and successfully covered the spread as 1-point favorites. On the other side, the Charlotte Hornets hosted the New Orleans Pelicans in their most recent contest on Saturday, dominating with an impressive 123-92 win. They managed to win outright despite entering the game as 1.5-point underdogs. Historically, the Lakers hold a 42-25 edge in the all-time regular season series against the Hornets, having triumphed in each of the last 3 meetings. Their most recent encounter was a 124-118 road victory for Los Angeles on February 5, 2024. The Lakers may find themselves dealing with some roster uncertainties, as both Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura are listed as questionable for this matchup. Meanwhile, the Hornets will be without Cody Martin for this game. Despite these potential setbacks, Los Angeles appears to be finding their rhythm once again. Their performance against the Warriors on Saturday showcased their ability to compete at a high level, while Charlotte demonstrated in their decisive victory over New Orleans that they are more than capable of pulling off an upset when firing on all cylinders. Offensively, the Hornets have struggled throughout the season as they rank among the bottom 5 teams in nearly every significant shooting metric. Although their defensive efforts have been commendable, they continue to hinder themselves by allowing opponents frequent trips to the free throw line, averaging 23 opponent free throw attempts per game. In contrast, the Lakers excel at getting to the line and have shown an ability to maintain control of the basketball, enabling them to produce efficient offensive possessions. While Charlotte has managed to win 4 of their last 6 games, they face a daunting challenge against the Lakers. Los Angeles, on the other hand, has been on a roll, winning 5 of their last 6 contests and benefiting from relatively good health across their roster. Notably, Jarred Vanderbilt made his season debut in Saturday's game against Golden State, bolstering their wing depth. In contrast, the Hornets face a significant setback with the season-ending injury to Brandon Miller, who was their second leading scorer. LaMelo Ball, while productive, continues to grapple with inefficiency in his shooting, a problem that has affected the team as a whole throughout the season. Despite playing at home, the Hornets will likely find it difficult to match up against the Lakers. Led by the formidable duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron James, Los Angeles should have the upper hand and secure the win in this contest. So the Los Angeles Lakers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have tended to play low-scoring games this season, with the under hitting more often than not for each side. In their 43 games, the Lakers have seen the under hit in 23 of them, while the Hornets have had the under cash in 25 of their 42 contests, with 1 push. Los Angeles plays at a relatively slow pace, ranking 22nd in the league in tempo with 97.5 possessions per game. Charlotte is only slightly faster, sitting at 21st with an average of 97.9 possessions per game. Over their last 5 games, the Lakers have allowed opponents to score just 102 points per game, and the Hornets have shown recent improvement on the defensive end as well. Charlotte's success this season has largely stemmed from their defensive efforts, and they are coming into this matchup after holding their last 2 opponents under 100 points. Los Angeles has had difficulties creating second-chance scoring opportunities, and that trend may continue given Charlotte's strength on the defensive glass. Additionally, the Lakers have struggled from 3-point range and are currently among the league's top 10 teams in limiting opponent 3-pointers made per game on the defensive end. Given the slow pace at which both teams operate and Charlotte's ongoing offensive struggles, it is unlikely that this game turns into a high-scoring shootout. Instead, possessions are likely to be limited, and the Hornets may not have the firepower to keep up with Los Angeles offensively. As a result, this game is expected to fall short of the projected total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus Brooklyn Nets. It's a hectic and action-packed day across the NBA on Monday, January 27th. The Sacramento Kings currently hold a 23-22 record and have managed to go 3-3 over their last 6 games as they strive to climb the standings in the highly competitive Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets come into this matchup with a disappointing 14-32 record, having lost 14 of their last 16 games, which puts them in a tough spot as they face another challenging opponent. The Kings have not consistently played up to their potential this season, but they have shown that they possess the ability to dominate their opponents when they are firing on all cylinders. Despite their position as the 10th-ranked team in the conference, Sacramento has the tools to dismantle a Nets team that is shorthanded and struggling. Historically, the Kings have been strong when heavily favored, boasting a 4-1-1 record against the spread as double-digit favorites this season. Offensively, they are among the best in the league, ranking 6th in scoring. On the other hand, the Nets, ranked as the second-worst scoring team in the league, will find it difficult to keep up. Additionally, Brooklyn's record against the spread as double-digit underdogs stands at a mediocre 7-9-1. Over their last 16 games, the Nets have suffered 14 losses, with 8 of those being by double-digit margins. Sacramento enters this game with a fully healthy roster, which provides them with a significant advantage over a depleted Brooklyn team. The Nets will once again be without Cam Thomas, and Ben Simmons is listed as questionable, further complicating their situation. The Kings recently saw their momentum interrupted by an informed Knicks team on Saturday, but they should feel confident about their chances to rebound against a Nets squad that is reeling and undermanned. These two teams last faced off on November 24th, with Brooklyn securing a 108-103 victory. However, a lot has changed since that matchup, and this time around, the outcome is expected to be different. Although the line may seem substantial, Sacramento has every opportunity to deliver a decisive victory against this ice-cold Nets team, whose struggles are likely to persist regardless of whether Ben Simmons is available to play. So the Sacramento Kings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Kings have consistently seen high-scoring games on the road, as evidenced by the 12-8 record for the over in their away matchups this season. Additionally, Sacramento's last 10 games have produced an 8-2 record for the over, aligning with their fast-paced style of play. They rank as the 8th fastest team in the NBA. While the Nets are the 3rd slowest team in terms of pace, they do have an opportunity to capitalize on Sacramento's weaknesses in defending the three-point shot. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Rockets versus Boston Celtics. The Houston Rockets, with a record of 30-14, head to the Northeast for a highly anticipated matchup against the Boston Celtics, who hold a similar 32-14 record. This game will feature two division leaders clashing in what promises to be a thrilling encounter. Earlier this January, the Celtics secured a dominant victory over the Rockets, winning by an impressive 25 points on the road. Houston enters this game riding high after an exciting 135-131 road victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers, triumphing outright as 4.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, Boston is also coming off a strong road performance where they defeated the Dallas Mavericks 122-107, covering the spread as 8.5-point favorites. In terms of player availability, the Rockets are monitoring Cam Whitmore, who is listed as questionable due to an illness. On the other side, the Celtics are facing uncertainties with Al Horford and Derek White, who are also marked as questionable for this game. Based on recent trends and team performance, Boston logically stands as the clear favorite. However, Houston's resilience cannot be overlooked. The Rockets boast an impressive 26-18 record against the spread this season and have managed to cover in 5 of their last 6 road games. In contrast, Boston has struggled slightly at home, going 1-3 against the spread in its last 4 home contests. Additionally, the Celtics have a troubling record of 6-24-1 against the spread following a win, which adds intrigue to this matchup. Houston's strength lies in its ability to dominate around the rim, and this will be a focal point in their strategy against Boston. The Rockets average 51 points in the paint per game, significantly outperforming Boston's 42 points. They also lead the league with an impressive 14.7 offensive rebounds per game, compared to the Celtics' 11.2. On the defensive end, Houston has a formidable perimeter defense, allowing just 12.5 three-pointers per game, ranking as the 3rd best in the league. This will be critical as they face Boston's elite three-point shooters, making it a key area to watch during the game. Houston has consistently delivered for bettors, particularly when placed as underdogs. As highlighted before, this young and talented team appears determined to prove its worth in high-profile games. Their recent performances have been impressive, including 2 wins over the Cavaliers, a road victory against the Nuggets, and back-to-back triumphs over the Grizzlies. The Rockets are undoubtedly aiming to exact revenge on the Celtics after their 23-point loss earlier this month. Although Boston is expected to be favored at home, the Celtics have failed to cover the spread in 6 of their last 9 games. Before placing any bets, it's advisable to check the lineups close to tip-off, especially since both teams are dealing with potential absences. That said, based on recent form and reliability, the Rockets look more consistent and confident following their win over Cleveland. so the Houston Rockets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Boston has been operating at a slow pace this season, relying heavily on its elite defense to control games. The Celtics rank 22nd in the league in possessions per game, favoring a methodical approach that spaces the floor and emphasizes deliberate offensive sets to create open scoring opportunities. This calculated style has contributed to Boston going under the total in 3 of its last 5 games. Notably, they scored just 96 points in a game against the Lakers and limited the high-powered Golden State Warriors offense to only 85 points. Similarly, Houston has seen the total go under in 2 of its last 3 games and will now face a defense ranked 5th in the league in points allowed. Monday's matchup at TD Garden will showcase 2 of the league's best defensive units, which should contribute to a lower scoring affair. Thus far this season, Boston is 20-26 on the over, reflecting their preference for slower-paced, defensively oriented games. Houston, as underdogs, has gone 6-7 on the over and holds a 6-10 record in non-conference games. These trends further suggest a reduced total for this game. Pace of play is another factor to consider. Boston is among the league's slowest teams, averaging 101.5 possessions per game, placing them 22nd in pace. In contrast, Houston ranks 11th with 103.1 possessions per game. While Boston typically relies on its superior three-point shooting to generate offense, Houston's strong perimeter defense may limit the Celtics' scoring efficiency from deep. As a result, this contest is likely to remain a low-scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.